Okay, everybody, this is a follow-up video, which I said I was going to make here on the color computer GIS function that I'm creating that's very simplistic. So I think this is how far I got last time. What I want to do is, first thing is to color the state in. I'm just going to do a paint statement right at where I think the center is. But since I'm going to enlarge this, make it smaller using the scaling and moving it around, the center is going to change. So I think the better alternative would be to begin where the drawing begins. So we're starting at 2620. If we just go 1 pixel over and 1 pixel down, it will always paint this picture no matter what. And so if I run this, we're getting color now. Now you can see it. Now it's starting to really look like what I had envisioned before in a professional program here. All right, so now we have the state covered in. We have our layers. We have our base layer, which in this case is a grid. And then on top of that, our second layer is the state of Connecticut. So literally now I just need an aspect to label. I'm not going to do towns or counties or anything like that, because what's the point of that? I could do rivers. I could do points of interest. I don't know exactly where this is going to go. But the next thing I want to do is to be able to scale this down. So that's going to involve a little coding here. We're going to have to modify the draw line. And so I think the best thing to do at this point is to edit 11, and since I'm going to be changing this, we're just going to turn this into a pure string. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the draw altogether, and I'm going to say, I'm going to call this map $. Okay, and let's run this, and now we get no map at all, and the screen is just being painted. So I want to make sure that I did this to make sure that it accepts everything within the quotation marks as a string, and it does. It takes numbers as well as letters and whatever else. So if we did map equals, that would just be a pure variable, which would only take numbers. And there's ways to manipulate back and forth between the two, which you'll see after. And I don't know everything about this. There's things that I'm still learning. So I know them, but I don't know them, offhand. I'd have to look at notes and things like that because, but anyways, so now that we have that established, I can renumber this. There's two things that I recently learned, and they're just eluding me right now. One was centering the text, and the other one was centering text, and also on go to, but there was something else. that had to do with strings. I don't know what it was. So anyways, I don't want to get off topic here too much. I need to keep a running keeping a running list of all this stuff is difficult. Um, so now I can say draw. Um, I can say draw. Um, Now the scaling is something else I have to look up real quick because I don't remember how it's done. Let me just refer to my notes, refer to my manual. That's the other thing. I need someone to send me, if anybody wants to send me Getting Started with Extended Color Basic, if you have a copy of that you're not using, that would be helpful. That's in good condition because I hate using PDF anythings, especially when it's a book. It just aggravates me. I'm an old school person. I'd rather have a stack of books than a bunch of PDFs that don't really mean anything, and they're just two dimensional, one dimensional. It's not the same thing as a book at all. Now I forgot what I'm looking up. What was I supposed to look up here? Scaling. So that is going to be under, I don't know. It has to do with draw, so it must be in there. Tipping the scales. So I'm literally on page 117 of the actual book. So we can go from 1 to, actually the range is 1 to 62. And I guess it gets smaller and smaller. No, it goes from 1/4 to 2/4, which is the same thing as 1/2, 3/4, and then it gets a lot larger. So I'm only going to be able to make use of the smaller scales 1 through 3 because I can't make this any bigger. It's already big enough. So, what is it? S? Just S followed by the number. So draw S. Draw. I don't know if this needs to be in quotes or not. We're going to find out. Type mismatch error in 12. So it doesn't like that. What if I put it in quotes? Maybe it'll take it. Let's try that. There it goes. And look at that. We're at a 1/4 scale. Or what was 2? I'm glad it took that. This is 2/4 scale, so we're at 1/2 right now, and I don't see any discrepancies at all. I would have to argue that this looks a heck of a lot more like a 1/4 than a 1/2. But supposedly this is a 1/2, and if we edit line 12, we'll change this down to a 1/4, and we'll see how that works. And there are no discrepancies, so this is working out well. So literally, we went from a large scale map down to a small scale map. And if I had if I drew Massachusetts to the north, we would literally have a working GIS to some extent, which I might draw Massachusetts on top of it, and then we can manipulate this. So now that I know that works, I have to embed it somehow into user-friendly. Okay, So I think the best way to do this is not with the joystick, although I could use up and down. Um, we'll save the joystick for manipulation. I think I'm going to use the numbers. We're going to use the Inky commands 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's do that. We didn't see 3/4 scale. Let's see that real quick. Run that. And when I do the paint job right up in this corner here, no matter where it moves, it'll always paint the picture because the center is not going to stay the same. So I just went one over and one down from the start point. All right. So in order to change the scale after the picture is already drawn, is going to require a redraw of everything. So the problem here now becomes we need to turn this into a P-copy platform because it's not going to work any other way without flickering and seeing an obvious redraw. So I'm going to have to revamp this completely. So I'm going to have to, now P-clear, I think it starts only with 2 screens, so I'm going to need to P-clear 8, first of all. And once that's done, this is going to be, I haven't done this in a while. I'm going to really have to look at my notes here. I'm going to have to look at how the screen is, when you use P-copy, I need to see all the pages. So I have that for my games. And I'm gonna just, if I can get this paper clip back together. I literally have a stack of, notes that I've taken by hand over the years for this computer. And so we only start with 2 pages. That's not enough. The first thing we need to do is list 1 to 10, and I'm going to renumber this. And for line 2, we're going to P-clear 8, and that's going to give us the full 4 screens. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is we don't need to specify page 1. A lot of people think you do. You don't. You just need P mode 1, and that'll handle both portions of the screen. So as soon as we're done drawing this, we just need the grid in the background. We just need the grid. We need to here, let me renumber this. I made 10 spaces in there between, now you can see that there's 10 spaces in there. So as soon as this drawing is done, let me edit 3 first and get rid of this go to at the end. I don't want that there. I don't want anything that's not, I don't want any garbage in there. First thing we're going to do is we need our Now, I had a problem with this before where, and hopefully it doesn't happen here, where we're just going to try this. Oh, God. I need to p copy 1, 2, 3, and then p copy, excuse me, 2 to 4. And what that does is p copy 1 to 3 copies the screen is cut in halves here. P mode 1, it's going to copy the top portion to another screen, screen 2, and actually it gets confusing, but just bear with me. And then it's going to copy the bottom portion to the other half of the next screen, and that will put it in a memory buffer, and then we're going to when let's just work with that right now, and we're gonna copy and paste on the same screen. So let's just see how this works for right now. So oh Jesus. When I want to change the size, let's work on changing the size of this anytime. So wow, this is going to be tough. Um, so if we have the map, okay, we have a map here. We're still on the first screen. Now, if I change the size of the map and it redraws it, it's going to be a mess. It's going to be all mishmashed together, and it'll when it starts painting, it'll paint the whole screen. So when I change the size of the map, first we need to p-copy what's on the next page back over this, and then redraw the map. So, okay, so we're going to change line 23 to just draw map $. Okay, and I'm going to get rid of the paint statement for now. All right, so let's start there. So line 17 is going to be keyboard, or since we're going to have the joystick in there too, we're just going to put controls. And the first control is, well, we have to get rid of 16. Oh, Jesus. All right, we don't want that go-to statement there now. Our loop is going to be our go-to statement. So we're going to say $$ equals inkeys with a dollar sign. And we're just going to say if I dollar sign equals the number 1 on the keyboard, then now here's where all our mechanics are going to come in. Then S equals 1. Simple, right? Then once we have that, we're going to P copy the other way around. 2 to 1, P copy 4 to 2, and that's going to get rid of everything on the screen and overlay the buffer grid. Then we're going to draw, okay, we're going to draw this is going to be a little funny here. I don't know if I can do this. S. I don't think this is going to work, but it might, because I put S1, it took the value, so it should plus map dollar sign. That's it. We're going to say 19, go to 17. Let's run this. So if I hit the number 1, FC error in 18. I don't know. Yeah, I have to. It doesn't allow this for some reason. Let's edit 18. Let's try taking it out of quotes. Run that. No. It'll take the string, but it won't take a subscription. We're going to have to define S dollar sign. So what I need to do, I think, is we're going to have to change it to a pure string. And we're going to have to subscript it that way. That will work. So we'll have our S value, but we have, since S dollar sign has no value right now, but we're going to define it as S, because that's all it is. We don't need to. Hopefully that will work. I'm just going to put line 0. I don't know where to put this. Here, God, I don't know where to put that. I don't think it really matters. I'm sure there's probably a bunch of, I don't know. We're just going to say S dollar sign equals S, and that should handle it now. Yeah. Oh boy. I don't know what's happening here. P copy 1 to 3, P copy 2 to 4, P copy 3 to 1. Let's edit 19. P copy 3 to 1 and P copy 4 to 2. Let's try that. Alright, so it's being redrawn, but it's not changing the scale. Print S $1. Now, how can that not have value? Print S $S. Print S. Print S $. Print S $1 has no value. Okay, this is getting weird. So that's not going to work for some reason. It's registering S as 1 and S $ as S, but it's not putting them together. So I need to put them together. And I don't remember how. Oh. Oh, Lord. I need to check this out. First thing I'm going to do is look in Tales of Suburbia, which is not the best reference, but oh, you have to use STR $. Excuse me, a little bit of a cold here. So we're going to have to say $$ equals S plus STR $S. That'll put it together. And then we can just draw BM $, or just draw S $. So let's edit 17. It should say S $ equals S plus STR $S. Problem with this is it doesn't know what S is, so we have to make this a subroutine, which is outside of this loop. So I'm going to call it define S $. S $ equals S plus STR $, which is going to convert our it's going to bring the string together so that the string part and the variable mesh together, and you can use it. Just call it S $. Then it's going to return I forgot what str $sign stands for. It's similar to string $, but it's not the same thing, and that's what I was talking about before. String $, I forgot what that does. I just learned it not that long ago, and I actually used it in the same game, so since I have that list pulled up, I can look at it. It had something to do with Billy's backpack, which if for anyone that cares, level 1 is finally finished with the map and everything. That's a whole nother video. But I'm just going to do the game without any commentary because I've made some huge improvements on that. But I haven't been doing it lately because I need to take a break from it and do these side things to reinforce a lot of the new stuff that I'm learning with the old stuff and have a break. I'm looking at it right now, but I can't remember what the heck it does. Print string $. Oh, that's where it counts how many characters you want. So you would put string $, parenthesis, how many characters you want, and then the character. So we can do that right here on the screen, string. And you see how it looks like str $, but it's not the same thing. So say 12 characters of, I don't know, the letter S. And there we go, we have 12 letter S's. Or you could put a code in there, like a CHR $. And I'm sure you can put other things in there. So we'll do one more right now. Print string $10, and then CHR $. I'll just pick something out of the air. I don't know what CHR $125 is, but we'll go with that. And they happen to be highlighted brackets. But first thing I'm going to do is save this. Save GIS. CT is what I'm calling this. Don't want to lose this. Excuse me. We'll get rid of the original. We'll get rid of the S that I put in there before that doesn't fit. The only thing I need to do now is edit line 18, and as soon as S equals 1, we're going to go sub to line 20, and we're going to define S $. So you have to do these things in a certain order, okay? The first thing that's going to happen when we hit the number 1 is the scale is going to go down to 1/4. We're going to go sub to 30 and define S $, in that the variable is 1. Then we're going to do our we're going to copy everything over to the screen to the right, which you can't see. Then we're going to copy it. Actually, we already did that. We're copying everything from the right over to the left. So that's just the grid. And then we're drawing the new map on top of it. And then we're going to paint it in like the other one. And it's still not working. I don't know what the hell. Yeah, I forgot to change. There's an error in there. Oh, for God's sake. I need to get rid of this S in parentheses. It doesn't take that. So there we go. Now we just went from full scale down to a quarter scale, and then we can go back up. So what we need to do is we actually need to add 3 more lines in here. So we can go to any scale, and then we're going to paint it in. I'm going to cut this video off and do another follow-up video. That's where it has joystick control, where we can take it and move it around on the screen, and then I'm going to add Massachusetts, and we're going to have some fun with this and put in some landmarks or whatever I'm going to do with this. I don't know. Okay, so we need 19, 20, 21, and then so we're going to make line 19, 22. It's going to put our space in there. So now we have three spaces. 19. If I $ equals 2, then S equals 2. And in all reality, I should have another, instead of writing the same thing over and over, I should have another subroutine here. We should go sub 23, and then we should go sub to the rest of this crap, so I don't have to keep typing it over, and I think that's what I'm going to do. This is called engineering. You don't want to keep typing the same thing over and over. Make a subroutine, and there's other things you can do, which Curtis Boyle is always so helpful. He showed me the on-go sub. On go to. There is an on go sub as well, but on go to. I can't cover that right now. There's so many things that I'm still learning, but if you want to look it up, it engineers like 3 or 4 or 10 lines down to 1 line. So this line is going to just be our draw scaled map, and we're just simply going to take P copy 3 to 1, and always double check and triple check what you're doing. Reference as many different ways as you can to get it. Make sure that it imprints in your mind better that way than if you are haphazard about it. And then draw S $ plus map $, and then 28 is return list. So for example, 18 is going to be cut down to go sub 23. I'm going to kill all the rest of the stuff with the K button and insert go sub 26. And so now our line is cut down to 3 small statements as opposed to huge blotchy lines repeated over and over again. This will make life a lot easier. 3 to 1, I'm just checking it again, and then 4 to 2, draw, that should work. So we're going to edit 19. We're just going to do the same thing. Go sub 23, go sub 26. We're done. We just did it. It's over. That's it. Simple. I want to change line 22 to go to 16 so that I'm not just going to a random line. We're going to something that's labeled. That's another tip I can give you. Even it's a loop, but you want to go to a labeled line, a rem labeled line. You just don't want to go to different parts of the program. Like this is a loop. That's one part of the program. This is a go-to statement. This is another go-to statement. You want to hit these rem statements so that your code doesn't get all mixed up. All right. If I run this, we have full scale. Now we have quarter scale. Now we have half scale. So all we need to do now is add in 2 more lines, and always save your progress as you go, because you don't know if the power is going to go off. save as you go. Don't wait until the end. Sometimes my emulator crashes. You don't know what's going to happen. And then you'll lose all your code. That's happened to me too many times. Another tip. So basically, all we're really doing is defining S, and then we're just go subbing. And that's it. Let's run it. We have full scale, quarter, half scale, 3/4. Now we just need to get back to large scale. And so line 21 is if I $ equals 4, which is full scale, then S equals 4. And you can't really engineer this down anymore. You have to have at least some code in there. Go sub 23, go sub 26, program done. For now anyways. Full scale, quarter, half, 3/4, back to full scale, go down to 3/4, down to half, down to quarter, or anywhere in between. And like I said, GIS and just about anything else is possible on the color computer. And for those that use the Color Computer 3, that is the, I don't know, I was thinking about it today. I've never used it. I would call it the souped up version of the TRS-80. One day I would like to try it. I'm not there yet. It has all kinds of extra features that I hear and a lot better colors. So I might transition to that, but I think the only way I would do that is if I actually owned a real Color Computer 3. So I might have to go on eBay or somewhere, try to get one. But I would doubt if the disk drive would even work after that many years. I don't know if they're still making Coco disk drives. New. I would want new stuff. I don't know. Are they still making Cocos? This is a problem here because you don't want to just buy something and you don't know if it's going to work, how long it's going to last. If it's that old, that I doubt if the disk drive would be any good. Where would you find discs for that? You know, it's just, I don't know. It's something, that's why I'm not really getting into the 3 right now. I don't have a manual. It just, the list goes on and on. I don't know what's holding me back, but I'm sticking with this for now. But the last thing we need to do here is on line 27, we need to color our map in. So see, instead of changing 4 or 5 different lines, now all I have to do is change one line in the subroutine. And it's just going to be paint. Problem with this is now our start point is ambiguous, meaning, actually, I don't know. Let's look at that real quick. Yeah, our start point is always the same. We have to make that, I'm not moving the map around yet, so I might save this for the next video. But since it's the same, it should always be the same. So this is a hasty way to do it, but this is where to start. Next time I'll be changing that to a movable point. So let me get this done. We're just going to paint. Now I forgot what it was, and I can't see it. List 10. It is list 1 to 10, list 10 to 20, line 14. This keyboard is so bad, it's so small that my fingers just get, there's not enough room for my fingers on this thing. I gotta get an external keyboard. So now I can see it's 26, so we'll make that 28 by 22. The color is magenta, I think I'm using here. Yeah, magenta. The other one didn't show up so well. But you could use cayenne or magenta. All the other colors were used up, and I could change these colors around. The other thing is, it's not being painted until we do the scale change. So this will all have to be worked out. But as you can see, it works. And if I renumber this by ones and list it out, I have 28 lines of code. Okay. So the thing is, when you buy apps and when you buy software, they're expensive. You can make your own with 28 lines of code. I'm going to save this again, GIS, CT, and I thank you for the continued viewership. And I'll be back with you soon. Level 1 of Tales of Suburbia is finished. I have the map. Everything's gone. I'm gonna do my next video will be a no commentary walkthrough of level 1. And if anybody wants it, let me know. And maybe Curtis would be kind enough to put it up on his site as a demo quickly so that people can get it. I don't know if anybody's tried Ghost Saga, but that is on his site. And I'll probably send Curtis a finalized version of level 1 and let him test it out. I think I might have to do a few tiny things in there, but I think it's done. And I need to do levels 2, 3, 4, and 5 and put the whole game together and ship it out to you guys. And after that, I don't know. I'm thinking about working on the Mario Brothers game before I do Coco Ultimate. And that's the order of things. That's all I know right now. So you guys take care, and thanks for watching.